Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Jody Stanislaw, and you are watching Type 1 Diabetes TV, the place to be to have a long and healthy life with T1D. So today, I'm so excited. We are talking with Diabetic Danica. Diabetic Danica is one of the biggest Type 1 Diabetes YouTube extraordinaires on YouTube, and she has been making videos for how many years?
Oh gosh, since 2011. So 7 years.
Yeah, she's like the queen of Type 1 diabetes on YouTube. Can I call you that?
Yes, thank you. Wow. I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah, cool. So I just thought in my, Type 1 Diabetes TV, I want to educate you, I want to inspire you, and also having community is so important, and knowing other resources online. And Diabetic Danica and all of her amazing, inspirational, funny, lighthearted, real-life videos are something that I really want all my followers to know about. So that's why today I asked Diabetic Danica to be on Type 1 Diabetes TV.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. So the question I always ask, of course, is how long have you had Type 1?
15 years. I just hit 15 years last month, so it was a big deal.
Did you have a diaversary party?
Not this time. Every once in a while, like, things will happen. Like, my mom got me flowers last year because I happened to come home around then and that kind of stuff. But this year I just bought myself a Blizzard, like an ice cream thing, because I was working all day and I was like, yeah, I'll just treat myself to this. And that was about it. Isn't that ironic that that's what you do for diaversaries? Get yourself a sweet treat.
I mean, yeah. I mean, people do crazier things for celebrations. So I think
yes, it's very true. So mine was pretty low key, but I was kind of like, wow, 15, that sounds like a lot, but kind of feels like more at the same time. I feel like in terms of how much work I've put in, it feels like more than 15 years for sure.
Well, I feel super young, and I've had diabetes for 38 years, and that
wow.
feels really weird to say.
You're like, how can that be when I'm not even 38? Like,
that's totally it. That's it. Well, physicists say time isn't linear, like time doesn't exist.
Okay. Yeah. Right? Right. So that's why. Yeah, that's impressive. I saw a patient that had diabetes for, like, I think it was 60, maybe it was 50, but still I was so impressed. I was like, that is so long. So impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us, how did you get the idea to start doing your amazing videos?
Honestly, at first it was just for fun. I didn't really make the connection in my head that it would be diabetes education. Even though at that point I'd already chosen that as kind of my career path. I was working towards becoming a diabetes educator. I was in college. But for some reason I was like, oh, this should just be fun. I like watching YouTube. I want to make some fun videos. On the flip side, I also wanted to dispel some common misconceptions about diabetes. So, like, my first 11 videos were just about myths and what was really true. For instance, like, diabetes is caused from eating too much sugar, and then talking about type 1 and how it's autoimmune and all that kind of stuff. So that used to really irk me, those misconceptions. And so that was kind of the main driving force. And then the more I did it and the more comments I got saying, like, oh, this really helped me, like, I want to get a pump because of this, all of that, I was like, oh, like, I'm helping people. Like, it wasn't my goal at the beginning, but then it turned into a support system for people and education for people. And I was like, oh, this is diabetes education, and that's what I want to do. So it ended up coming together nicely and helping kind of shape as I work towards my career. So it turned out to be really cool.
Which you're now doing.
I am. I just became a diabetes educator this year, which is super exciting because it's been a long road. I have a nursing degree, and then I also have a degree in human development, because I wanted to focus on pediatrics, and I wanted to make sure I had that piece of teaching kids. So the teaching side is the human development side. But yeah, I just became an educator, working on being certified, which is also a long road. You have to have 1,000 teaching hours. Yeah. And I reached 100. So It's going to take me a while, but I'm excited that I'm finally where I want to be.
Yay, that's fantastic. And so how often are you still making all your videos?
I wish I could make them every week. That would be my ultimate goal. I'd say at the best, I make them every month, probably. I try to do every 2 weeks, but it just doesn't always work out. It's just, they take more time than people realize, I think. The filming takes no time. The editing is what takes forever, and getting it to process and upload and all of that takes hours and hours. So I have no end of ideas, though. I always have a running list of things I want to make, so I just wish I had more time to make them.
I get that too. I already have written out, like, all the subject lines of Type 1 Diabetes TV, and it just, like,
yep.
I was thinking maybe I should do it more than once a week,
There you go. I know. If time was just everywhere, that's what we would do. But But yeah, I think it's good because as you live with diabetes, obviously new topics come up, especially lately. There's been so many developments in technology and things that I find most of my videos lately are just trying new things, which is
Cool.
kind of funny. I'm like, people are going to get sick of this, but this is just what's happening. Like I just got the T-Slim insulin pump, Dexcom G6 had just come out. So I was trying out that, tried out the Libre, like stuff like that are all new and up and coming. So
Yeah. And so how many videos have you made? Do you have a total count?
it says on my YouTube channel, I think it's like 250. I don't know
Yeah.
the exact number, but it's getting up there. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Over 7 years though.
How many followers do you have?
Let's see, 23,000 something.
Yeah.
So for me, that's a lot. For YouTube, that's super small, but I was going to be happy if I reached, I don't even know. I just said if one person would watch, I would keep making the videos. And I remember when I reached 13 subscribers and I was like, oh my gosh, 13 people chose to like click subscribe and follow me. And now I have 23,000. So it's kind of crazy to see it grow and how much your perspective changes and all that kind of stuff. But surprisingly on Facebook, I think new people are finding me. Because I've been putting my videos there, and I actually just reached 23,000 on there too, and I've had Facebook less time. So it's like this weird, where I'm used to YouTube being my number one, but now Facebook is kind of growing. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there.
And so what kind of doors have opened for you given the exposure of your videos?
I get a lot of products for free, which probably isn't like something you want to say, but I always say in the videos, if I got them for free, which is fun because I obviously love anything diabetes related. I love to try things out. And so it's awesome for me as a patient too, to be like, I can try out this product and see if it works for me and give my input. And it's always biased, of course, because I'm a person and it's just my experience. So I always try to say in the videos, like, this is what I did and this is my opinion.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But then also it opened a door with Dexcom. So I do make videos for their YouTube channel as well. So they, have ideas for topics and we talk about it and I record a video for them as well. And so then they flew me out to England this past summer to launch their product over there. So that was super cool. I said that was the biggest perk so far, was a all expense paid trip to England. So that made my heart very happy. And I just love them as a company. It's great when you already use a product and love it and then they reach out to you. It's like the perfect combination because you don't feel like you're, stretching the truth at all just because that's my experience. I just love it and it works out. So.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm a huge Dexcom fan too. I don't do pumps. I just do shots in my Dex.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's all you need, right? As long as you get insulin from somewhere.
I don't mind. My Dex is, like in my back and I don't want to be connected to anything else and I get great numbers. And so I'm like, no pump.
Yeah, whatever works for you. Do you have the G6 yet?
I don't. I'm so excited.
Yeah. When do you get it, do you think?
I don't know. I have so many thousands of dollars of G5 sensors.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get good coverage for them. So I pay for them.
Yeah, might as well use those up.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I have total old school, whatever. I'm fine with that.
Well, if it works. Yeah. I don't think I could go back to shots personally. But I also am like I had big needle phobia when I was first diagnosed. So I've gotten over that mostly, but still I think having to poke myself multiple times every day would get pretty old. And I just like the convenience of not having to drop insulin and I don't know, the discreetness of it, I guess. But I think you can get good control with shots if you're diligent and put the work in. So.
Yeah, I have I have my little crossbody purse. So I basically walk around everywhere. Like I wake up in the morning and I'm wearing my purse. I go to the gym, I'm wearing my purse. Like,
there you go. That's your pump right there.
It's right there. That's true.
Pretty much.
So
that's smaller than my bag.
Yeah. So
pens make it easier too, for sure.
What's that?
Pens make it easier though too and more discreet. So that's a good option.
Yeah.
As
well, I don't like pen needles because I feel like they always drip. So I never use a pen needle because you're supposed to hold it in, forever. Yeah. And I use half unit markings on my syringe.
Okay.
So nice. Anyways.
Really fine in it. Yeah.
So you mentioned obviously a blizzard. I love blizzards myself.
Yeah, they're so good.
I am a proponent of low carb most of the time. What's your diet philosophy these days, given the wide range of opinions? What is yours?
Yeah, I don't do low carb personally. I just eat, I feel like, a normal amount of carbs. Some days are obviously more carb heavy. I feel like a lot of my meals are carb focused. And I think part of the reason is because when I was diagnosed, I was on NPH and I think it was Humalog. And so I had to eat carbs at every meal, like it was required.
Right.
And so I got into the habit of making sure I got carbs at every meal as I was growing up. And so now I'm like, it's weird to me if I don't have a carb, at least one in a meal. Like if I just have salad, I'm like hungry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And then just at our clinic, like our diabetes clinic, we teach that a healthy amount of carbs is 45 to 60 for women per meal and 60 to 75 for men per meal. So I mean, I don't keep it that stringent, but that's kind of what we recommend for energy and things like that. But I've heard a lot of interesting things lately about, low carb and using protein and fats for energy and that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I personally just haven't tried it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's so many different, I've seen people do low carb and feel exhausted. And I've seen people do low carb and feel amazing. So I don't have a recommended carb. I definitely say, look, managing your blood sugar levels is going to be easier if you eat less carbs.
Yeah. Less insulin to deal with, right?
I'm like, you're just
less variability.
Yeah. So,
although sometimes I'll have the heaviest carb meal ever and I'll just time the insulin just right and I'll have no spike and I'm like, look at me go. That doesn't always happen, obviously. So
yeah, and then you post that everywhere.
Yeah, look at this magic. Because I find the timing of the insulin is really what matters for me. It's not so much the amount. It's just, did I time it correctly? And sadly, all food is different. So like food that's super high fat, I purposely time not as early before my meal so that it has, the timing matching and all of that, which is hard to figure out. But the Dexcom helps because you can see the trend and where you're going and what happened. So
I'm so glad that you're in that position of being a diabetes educator and you know about that, because I don't think that that's a very common topic for a lot of people. I teach patients that all the time about well, dosing is one thing, which is, it's like an educated guess every time.
Yes. Yep.
Timing is like a whole nother art,
And if only it was the same every time. Like we tell people 10 to 15 minutes before their meal, they should dose rapid acting insulin, but it's like, really, if I have pizza, that's too early. I'm going to go low first. I'm going to correct for the low, and then I'm going to go high. So I don't do that for pizza. Even I don't know if you eat at Chipotle ever, but for some reason, Chipotle is similar. Like it's kind of a later rise in blood sugar. So, which you can't know until you try it, basically.
And then, of course, depends on what your number is, too.
Yep, definitely. There's too many factors. I saw this thing where they finally quantified how many things affect diabetes, affect your blood sugar, and it was 40 different things. And I was like, yep, sounds about right. Sounds like everything.
I have a 7-page handout on that.
Yeah, that's so good. I know I've been telling patients that because they're like, I just don't get it. One day I'm 200, the next day I'm 130. And I'm like, sounds like diabetes. That's kind of how it goes. Obviously, I try to help them as well, but it's kind of you have to expect some variability.
I will email you my handout.
You should. Yeah. Can I use it in my clinic?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then I always laugh when people come to me and they're like, yeah, my insulin carb ratio is 12.5. I'm like, really? How do you know? I'd be like, how do you even, I'm like, I'm lucky if I know if I'm eating maybe 10 to 15 carbs, but
oh, I see.
12.5. I mean, how do you even, I'm like, I just kind of look at the meal. Yeah, that's crazy.
You look at the meal and
what?
You look at the meal and what?
Well, it's even labels can be wrong. I mean, the FDA allows labels to be wrong by up to 20%. So when somebody gives me such a precise number as 12.5, I'm always like, I've never eaten a plate of food that gives me a number,
Right.
It's always a guessing game, in my opinion.
I see. Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely looked at the label and thought, I don't think that's right. And I gave less and I was fine. So yeah, definitely you kind of get your own judgment as time goes on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm so excited that my followers get to meet you and learn who you are. I encourage everybody to go to YouTube and follow Diabetic Danica. I love your energy and your lightness. I mean, obviously I that's my intention too, is just to bring laughter and lightness to what could otherwise be a heavy condition. I mean, we all know it's there's intensity to it, but you're healthy, I'm healthy, life is good, right?
Yeah, exactly. Got to be positive about everything. I think it makes it better for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you so much.
You are welcome. I'm so glad. Thank you for all the service that you do with your free videos, and now as your official position as a diabetes educator.
I
It's
know.
just, it's so awesome. So, and we talked about maybe you coming to my retreat next year, which would be awesome.
Yeah, I would love to. We'll see if it works out scheduling wise, but yeah, that would be super fun.
Yeah, June 7th, 8th, and 9th in Sun
Okay.
Valley, Idaho.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Danica.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye, everybody.